Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, this is Jesse with the Common Nerd, and I bring you joyous good tidings today, boys and girls, because the world is finally healing. They said 2024 was the year where woke went to die, and well, it looks like we're getting even more fallout from that. Because if you hadn't heard, Dragon Age The Veilguard, the woke, insane, literally nothing more than a dude pretending to be a lady working through their own personal mental issues, flopped harder than just about anything you can imagine. The only thing that really kind of beat it as a disastrous dumpster fire was, of course, our dear sweet Concord, but nobody's ever going to match the disastrous dumpster fire that was. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like people do indeed get what they deserve at the end of the day, because the dude who feels pretty, who decided to turn Dragon Age Veilguard, turned the Dragon Age franchise, one of the most popular and most legendary franchises in all of the history of gaming out there, well, ladies and gentlemen, decided to use it to express their own personal issues and reinforce their own mental delusions. And guess what? The mental delusionist doesn't have a job anymore, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Yes, they have been fired. And of course, after, as we all know, that everybody likes to play nice, and they're not going to be flat out admitted, but hey, guess what? If Dragon Age Veilguard would have been a success, this dude that feels pretty would definitely still be working on the next one. But guess what? They're not. They're out. And it gets even better because the fallout is not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to check out this article from thatparkplace.com and our dear sweet Montanero. And shout out to JT Smash for getting all of this information out to us. All of his insiders out there did an incredible job pulling all that kind of stuff out. So shout out to JT Smash. Keep up the good work, brother. You're doing the Lord's work, and we are winning. So we're going to check this article from Park Place that kind of compartmentalizes and puts everything all into one spot for us. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. We just crossed 800, and we're about on our way to 900, so please smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let us know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. Do you think this is all a good thing? Sign. Do you think the world is healing? Do you think this person will ever work in the video game industry ever again? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. If you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. So from thatparkplace.com, Dragon Age The Veilguard director Corine Bush gone. Rumored closure of Edmund Studio, missing sales targets by 85%. Oh, shocker there, boys and girls. It's not like the ratio trailer and all of the backlash on the internet couldn't have told you that was coming. But hey, that's what happens when you don't listen to the fans and you decide to listen to acolytes of the cult. And the worst part is you literally put one of them in charge of the entire game. In a development that has sent ripples through the gaming industry, Corine Bush, game director of Dragon Age The Veilguard, has left BioWare. As you can see here from the wonderful little leaks over here we got Grums over here, and shout out to Smash JT right here. You can see the farewell letter, as well as all of the things you said it, and of course the extra little pickup from behind there as well. So shout out to Grums and everybody else involved with all of this kind of stuff out there. So the news revealed by Mark Kern, aka Grums, and YouTuber Smash JT comes amid troubling rumors that BioWare's flagship Edmund Studio may close as early as the next month. You know what? Let's go ahead and listen to this little person's little psychopath out here. What does it say here? It says, Hey all. Hard to believe I'm writing these words, but here it goes. It's time for me to say goodbye. Today is my last day at BioWare and EA. After so much contemplation, I've decided to pursue a new challenge and a new project. Your ass got fired, dude. Doing what I love most, making RPGs. What? You didn't make an RPG with Dragon Age Veilguard. That was one of the biggest complaints about that whole damn game, was the fact that you literally couldn't make any decisions. You were just playing vanilla. I mean, even one of your old little, like the gamer.com, I think, called them out for the fact that it was BS. You couldn't be mean to the rest of your teammates. Everything you forced you to just of course, reinforce how wonderful and fabulous everybody was. Because of course it was. Because it's exactly what the woke cults do. We've heard the reports from time and time again from industry insiders talking about the toxic positivity inside of these games, and that's literally what Dragon Age The Veilguard was. Nothing more than a toxic positivity simulator out there. But back to Corine's stuff here. It wasn't an easy decision.
As I mean what I say, I love BioWare, the Dragon Age team, and what we've all accomplished together. My time with you has been the highlight of my career. I want to offer my personal thanks to each of you for your trust, your companionship, and for your many ways in which you've inspired me and helped me grow. I'm eagerly waiting to see what great experiences you create next, and as a fan, I'll be rooting for you.
Trust me, I don't think anybody out there is going to be complaining about not having to deal with your mental delusions anymore.
If I can leave you with an advice, it's this. We all know making games is hard.
Oh, you poor thing. It's hard to do the job you're paid for. Oh!
It's part of why we do it. But making games is also about people and the reliance we have on one another. So take the time to celebrate the wins and lift each other up. The challenge and the work will always be there. But the moments we have with each other are precious and few.
Oh, gay! Gay, stupid, and retarded, just like Dragon Age Veilguard, so color us shocked there. So thank you for the dude that feels pretty. Let's see what else we got here. Grums and Smash JT shared details of the internal email, later verified by a source within EA, where Bush announced leaving BioWare to pursue new projects. Bush frames his departure as voluntary, but it's certainly possible the studio stepped in and forced this. 100%. It's like, we'll let you save face. It's the exact same thing that happens in Hollywood. It's rare that somebody is actually straight up fired, right? It's always, well, we're going to be nice. And it's like being an officer in the military, right? They don't generally fire you. You get to resign your commission. Yeah, this is the exact same kind of thing. No. Your ass was fired because your game flopped. Color us shocked there on the entire thing. But that's not the only major BioWare news. Acquisition on whistleblower and positive toxicity. Hey, Jeff, shout out to Smash JT. Corine is indeed gone. The current rumor is that they will announce the closure of BioWare Edmonton sometime around February, just before the Electronic Arts Town Hall. Basically, when EA talks about what's been going on for the last fiscal quarter and what's next, her account was also deactivated. Boys and girls, this is the worst part. And the only people that BioWare has to blame is themselves for bowing down to this cult and hiring this mentally delusional man out there that decides he wants to feel pretty and make the entire game about how he transitioned into wearing dresses and getting his face sculpted down to look more feminine. I mean, that's literally what the whole game is about. And it's one of these things out there that this is garbage. This is nonsense. And it sucks because there's probably a lot of good people over there at that Edmonton studio. But at the end of the day, this is what happens. You will suffer your leadership's consequences out there, and you are now all going to lose your jobs because you stuck around at a studio that was clearly going down a path that gamers out there did not want. And guess what? We're going to see that happen. Watch this rumor get confirmed to come February, because you're going to get an official announcement from BioWare. There always has to be if you're going to close an entire studio. But mark our words, this is going to happen. Because why? Why do we know this is going to happen? Because this happens time and time again. Think about what happened with Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. That entire studio almost completely has been shut down. They've lost hundreds of employees out there, and the exact same thing is going to happen to this. We've heard about all the layoffs across the video game industry as a whole, and what happens? It was a woke video game that failed and completely and totally flopped right beforehand, and now this is what you see what happens. Go woke, go broke exists for a reason, and it's just as true in the video game industry as it is in every single other one out there. And unfortunately, there's probably a lot of good people that are going to lose their jobs, but you know what? If they're talented and good at what they do, they will find something else, and they won't have to work under an insane company like this. Look at the indie sphere right now. They are absolutely crushing it. And if you're talented, you can make it. The market will decide. According to Smash JT's EA source, BioWare's Edmonton closure is rumored to be around before February, right? Dragon Age The Veilguard has been a focal point of BioWare's struggles, selling under 1.5 million copies against a projected 10 million after a 10-year development period. 10 years! They spent 10 years on this mental delusions work ethic. I mean, my goodness, this is 10 years. This game probably cost $500, $600, $700 million in development, and to not even crack $2 million copies in sales, that is an absolute disastrous dumpster fire. That's just absolutely insane. Its dwindling player base down 90% within 2 months, which there was nothing to write home about in the beginning. I mean, those videos didn't do very well, but how many times did we do a video over of Dragon Age getting beat by freaking Tractor Simulator, Farming Simulator? Farming Simulator like 25 had like almost twice the numbers that Dragon Age Veilguard did at its peak. That is pathetic. reflects widespread dissatisfaction. Critics have pointed to a combination of creative missteps and increasing focus on corporate DIE initiatives and over core gameplay values as reasons for the studio's decline. This isn't the first high-profile departure from BioWare in recent months. Sylvia Frankenser, a senior writer with 15 years in the company, also left following Veilguard's launch. These exits compound with uncertainty surrounding BioWare's future, leaving the fates of series like Mass Effect and Dragon Age up in the air. BioWare was once a studio that celebrated creativity and pushing the envelope, but under Bush's leadership, Dragon Age went from a dark fantasy epic to a sloppily written cartoonish gender politics lesson, completely with mandatory pronoun selection and even the opportunity to add top surgery scars to the player's character. And don't forget the barf, because every time you feel like you might have offended somebody, not just saying sorry isn't enough, you also have to do some push-ups. Like, it was absolutely insane. I guarantee you, they thought they were so clever. They thought they were so witty coming up with that. They probably thought that thing was going to just go wild. Then we're going to make a cultural phenomenon. And guess what? It was never going to happen. That shows you how delusional everybody involved with this entire project was, right down to Mr. Bush out there and all of the insane decided personal issues decided to work through inside of the Dragon Age franchise. Boys and girls, there's a reason why bosses have always told you to leave your personal issues at the door, because that's not what you're here for. You're here to work. You're here to make a good game that a lot of the fans are going to enjoy, that employees and players around the world can absolutely have a grand time with. And guess what? Dragon Age Veilguard was not that. You have put a stain on the great reputation that the Dragon Age franchise has had for a very long time, BioWare. And why? Because you decided to hire a person with mental delusions of prettiness out there, and now guess what? It's completely and totally blown up in your face, and the person responsible for all of those creative decisions has now been fired. So yes, boys and girls, at the end of the day, people do get exactly what they deserve, and at least there's one more shit stain out of BioWare. No more feeling like you're pretty now, are you, Corine Bush? Enjoy the unemployment line.